do know how to keep a woman waiting. I can't wait to see you take Naboris back from Ganon. One thing at a time. You'll need a map to find your way around. Head over to that guidance stone over there. Sounds easy, right?
Hello everybody, it's here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In the previous episode, we met up with Riju after recovering the Thunder Helm and made our way towards the Divine Beast of Naboris. And in today's episode, this place is scary, I want to go home. You know, this might be the first time I've felt like I've lived up to the expectations of being chief. I leave the rest to you. You're the only one who can surely calm this beast. Just promise me you'll come back safe. And that's the reason why I wanted to leave, because very few people I know ever leave the Divine Beast in general, whenever they're going in there. But I just wanted to show off that extra piece of dialogue because I don't know a whole lot of people who know that that exists. Alright, now we can go across the Divine Beast. Come back, right here we have a Guardian Scout, and these guys are easy. Come on, Divine Beast, you can do better than that. This is the third one we've come across. And I was trying to save up on weapon durability and use lasers and shield blocking, parrying attack thingy to destroy this thing. But apparently we get to attack it manually. Well, we get a spear out of it, so I'm not going to complain that much. Now, the Divine Beast of Naboris. This one, I gotta say, this is easily my favorite dungeon in the game. With one exception. So, I have a lot of history with this one specifically, but we'll be going over a little bit more why a little bit later in this dungeon. But first, we're getting to my least favorite part, which is kind of a weird thing to start off on, considering the fact that I literally just said this is my favorite one. So we go over here, and we can see this treasure chest. Now, a technique that I didn't really think about before, but I looked up recently, was that you can take pictures of these treasure chests, which you are going to need for the Hyrule Compendium. But what I didn't really consider before was the fact that if you want to double check to make sure that all the treasure chests have been collected in a Divine Beast and things like that, just target it with your sensor and it'll tell you if there's a treasure chest in the area. So that's a technique that I wanted to bring to your attention because I didn't know about it, or at least I didn't really think about it that much, so that's something that's going to be pretty cool. Alright, so what I usually find works best is to go like this, and like that! Yes! First try. I have been dreading that ever since I decided to let's play this game, because it always takes like 5 attempts for me to do that, because it always falls off, and you can only get it to respawn if you like leave when there's a blood moon, or if you like do something like leave, like reset your game or something like that. So like, I don't mean like reset the entire save file or anything, I just mean like resetting to the previous save or whatever. But anyway, with all that good stuff out of the way, we can go over here and activate the first terminal.
Good work getting the map of the Divine Beast. The terminals that control Naboris are noted by a series of glowing points on your map. Take Naboris back by activating all of the terminals. You're ready for this.
And now we can control the first divine beast. I don't know why I said first, because it's the third one we've come across in our journey. So I guess I can get into that real quick. So, I believe I mentioned this earlier in the Let's Play, but this was the first divine beast I came across on my own personal first playthrough of this game. So that's a big reason why I have a lot of personal fondness for this particular divine beast. So, the big thing with this one is, just like with the other divine beasts we've come across, we can control certain parts of the divine beast itself. Namely, we'll be able to turn the insides of the torso area of Naboris and things like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. And this first one, I'm demonstrating this one first specifically because this is one that I see a lot of people get stuck on. So I want to demonstrate this one first so that it's easier for people to find who are using this as a walkthrough. So you better appreciate it.
4 terminals remaining. I'm counting on you.
Now, another reason why this is one of my personal favorite divine beasts in the game is because I think controlling this one is probably the most fun of all of them in the game, because we've seen some pretty great ones so far. We saw how with Varuto, the big idea behind that one was controlling the Tronga that changed like the water level and things like that. With Verdania, that was changing whether it was crawling on the floor or the wall or things like that. This one just feels a lot more fun to control, honestly. So that is another big reason why this is one of my more personal favorite divine beasts in the game. And I made sure to practice like crazy before coming into this place because I wanted to be able to demonstrate the most effective route going through this area. So this next place where we're going towards is going to be a treasure chest, and this is another thing that I see a lot of people get stuck on. Bomb arrows, oh boy, they are explosive. Will they still be useful after spending 100 years in this place? I don't know. Is there like an expiration date for bombs? I don't want to know the answer. So we go across this area and we can see this right here was the same balcony that we saw Zelda and Naboris on in that memory that we saw in the previous episode. So that's pretty well worth mentioning. And what's also well worth mentioning is the fact that we get to blow up a wall. Oh. Well, fine, then we can move the thing. I will say I do always occasionally get stuck on which one I'm actually standing next to. The yellow icon is supposed to be you, but I keep thinking I'm the orange one. Alright then, now where do I want to go next? Where do I want to go next? That is the $3 question. I want to rotate this so that that can be closer to where I am at. Except it's rotating in the opposite direction, so that's not exactly going to be the most useful thing in the world. So let's rotate that a couple more times, and then we'll continue on going over this way. No, 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 rotate it too much! Dang it, 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 all to heck. Alright, now just stay there. Stay. Stay. Who's a cute little terminal? Who's a cute little terminal?
There are 3 terminals remaining. Hang in there.
Alright then, now the next thing I'm going to be focusing on real quick are these treasure chests over here. So let's take care of that. And I'm going to give you a warning right now, just like every other divine beast in the game. You can come back here when you leave, after you've finished the main story part of this area. So be sure to get these treasure chests now while you can. So hopefully that'll help somebody out there who may or may not be using this as a walkthrough. Well, somebody's using this as a walkthrough considering how much work we're into this let's play. But yeah, we go over this way. And actually I want to talk about that for a moment. So I make these Let's Plays with the mindset that could be walkthroughs and things like that, and I don't know how often that actually ends up happening, but what I found recently, well not really recent, but I've noticed over the past couple of years is whenever I'm looking up a walkthrough for a game I already Let's Played, I kind of end up using my own videos a lot, and I don't know if that's like egotistical or anything like that. I know there are much better walkthrough people out there, but like with my own walkthrough, I know exactly which episode this particular part of the game is in, where I got stuck on, so it's a lot easier for me to find it that way. So that's something that's kind of amusing, an amusing side effect of making these videos. I didn't really think about when I first decided to start making these things. So we rotate the inner parts of the Divine Beast. It looks really cool seeing it rotate like this. It's just so cool. That was a redundant sentence, and I'm not sorry. So activating all that and lighting up all the green things on the ceiling will open up this door and cause this thing to rotate. So we want to go across this area, and a bit of a fun story. I made it through this entire Divine Beast, like when I was practicing through this video, completely forgetting this existed. So yeah, you can imagine my surprise a second ago when I was looking at this area. I was like, oh, this place existed. Well, it's a good thing that I remembered. Alright, taking care of that does something, probably. Oh, it just clears up the malice in this area. I just realized something. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there's a character named Malus, and I just got the pun in this name. It's a pun off the word malice. There's probably some other meaning to his name and things like that, but I just totally got his name. That's a fun topic for another day, possibly. So now that all the green thingies are lined up on the ceiling, these rings on the edges of the room will now start rotating as well. We don't have any control over the rotation of these, like how we can rotate the individual segments over there, but it is still well worth mentioning. And I said in the edges of the room, it's really only just this one that rotates. The one over there remains stationary, as far as I know. So, we'll go over this way now. And now we've reached the head of the Divine Beast. I almost said Bionis because I have Xenoblade on the mind after talking about Malice from Xenoblade 2. So we rotate this thing around. We want to rotate this very carefully because let me see it in view again. We can move it like that. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. There we go. Now, you may think that rotating it this way would cause it to rotate the other way, but actually rotating it counterclockwise will activate the other wheel. So that's kind of interesting, even if I occasionally forget how that works. And activating all that will move the head of Naboris. I love the design of these things, they're just so cool. I would have loved to have been on the design team for these things, but at the same time, I'm not that good of a designer. I'm a programmer, I'm not an artist, so yeah, that's a fun topic.
There are 2 terminals remaining. Stay focused.
Heading off over this way now to a place that I honestly usually always forget how to handle. So that looks like we could go through in there, but that's not what we want to focus on for the time being. So we need to find another way in there. Same thing for that one. It looks like something else that we can go and do right now, but we actually can't. We need to find another way around. So as we go across this area, I'd like to talk a little bit more about this Divine Beast, my own personal history with it. So when this game came out, like I said, this was the first Divine Beast that I came across, but it was also the first one my sister found. So my sister was pretty good at this game, but she did need help occasionally for a couple things here and there. Like she absolutely refused to fight Lionels and things like that. So the one near Avaruta, she asked me to fight that one, and that's always a fun memory, helping out family members with difficult parts in games and things like that. Which way do I want to go? I remember where to go. So, what was I saying? Oh, right, my sister. So, when she came across this area, I also remember having a fun time helping her out with this area too, because the day that she got to this area was like a day or two after I had already finished it. And so it was very fresh in my mind, and I was able to help her out. And as I was going through this area, I was explaining the mechanics of this place. And that particular day, when I was explaining how this Divine Beast worked, I was kind of doing it in the same way that I talk about how mechanics work whenever I'm doing Let's Play, and I need to explain how something works and things like that. So, doing that was what really helped me see that I could commentate over this game, because that's the one thing that I kind of worry about whenever I want to do a Let's Play of a game I really enjoy, is this a game that I could reasonably Let's Play? Because there are some games out there that I absolutely love, and I would love to make videos on. I just can't commentate over them, because either my commentary style doesn't work with it, or I just don't really have much to talk about with the game itself, even though I love it a lot. Like one recent example I could think of would probably be like The Witcher 3. That's a game that I really enjoy, but it's probably not something I would Let's Play because I don't actually have that much to say about the Witcher series itself. And how do I get rid of this malice thing? Okay, we're gonna come back to that a little bit later because I think my memory might be a little bit fuzzy on this place. I think I remember something about this area, so let's blow that up. Take care of that, and we can go over here and click the next treasure chest. So, going back to what I was saying a moment ago, one game that I absolutely love, and I could see myself making videos on at some point, is The Witcher 3. But the problem with that game is I don't really have that much to say about the Witcher series itself. I've never seen the Netflix show, I've never read any of the books in the series, and the game itself is also very, very dark. Like, it's M-rated for a reason, and it just really wouldn't fit in with my channel that well. So that's a big reason why I don't think I'd ever actually make a Let's Play of that game, even though I could see it. Even though I do think it's a very fun game, and I really do enjoy it and things like that. So, that first experience with helping out my sister with this area really did help me see that a Let's Play of this game could work with my commentary. And that's just always a good feeling whenever you know that an idea will work. Now, we'll be going over a little bit more of that a little bit later, as soon as I figure out where the crap I'm supposed to go. Okay, I swear I practiced for this before coming into this place, but I'm kind of lost. Where do I go? I think this might be correct, but I might be wrong as well. My memory in this area is a little bit fuzzy, which is really depressing considering the fact that I literally practiced for this today. But, move that over there, we can run up there, except we can't because I got stuck on the stupid bench! As I was trying to say, let's try going like this, and run! Go, 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 go! Why do you keep getting stuck on that stupid ledge, Link? How dare you? You're gross! Whew! We did it! We finally did it! It only took an eternity, and by eternity I mean like 5 tries, but eternity sounds more amusing. So, we go over this way, we can destroy the stupid eyeball jerk, and that'll clear out some of the malice so that we can continue onwards towards our destiny. And we could keep using arrows, but I feel like doing the attacking with the ring thing. It's a ring fit adventure. It's kind of amusing how Ring Fit Adventure actually ended up getting built off the Breath of the Wild engine. So that's something that's pretty amusing. This right here, I don't remember exactly what this is for. Oh, okay, that rotates that thing. So when that moves around, eventually we would activate that, and that'll move the elevator bridge over there. So that's going to come in handy towards our journey. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to go down here. There's going to be another thing of malice we can destroy. So take care of you. That should clear the way over there so that we can go in and out of here more easily. We can destroy the Strathol's head. Alrighty then. And now we can go back up here. This is a very nice looking elevator. Alright, so this is incredibly silly and off topic, but lately I've been thinking about what my dream house would be at some point, when the time comes for me to be able to get a house in the future. And one idea that I was thinking of was, like, it'd be like basically like two houses merged into one, where you'd have one structure that would be like the main house for myself and my family and things like that, and then there'd be like a guest house or something along those lines, and they'd be connected by a sky bridge. And some fun miscellaneous things that I was thinking would be pretty cool would be like if there was a playground underneath the sky bridge with monkey bars on the very bottom of it, and if there was like an elevator that would go across the two areas. It is incredibly silly and very off topic, but seeing that elevator just made me think about that. So, if I'm ever able to like build a house or something like that, that's totally what I would want to do. So that's gonna be something that's pretty amusing at some point. On the topic of that, I would like to say, I do wish you could customize your house just a little bit more in this game. It is cool that you can get your own house and you're able to put some stuff in it and things like that across your adventure, and you're able to add more details to the outside of it. I just wish that the customization was just a little bit better. That is something that I do hope they do in the Breath of the Wild sequel. So that would be kind of interesting if they were able to do that. I don't think they're going to go as far as something like Animal Crossing, but it would be cool if they at least took a step a little bit further in that direction. But again, they're not going to go as deep as Animal Crossing because that's what Animal Crossing is for. Alright, we're going to throw that down there. Topaz! Yay, Topaz! It's such a fun word. I know it's not that amusing, but topaz is such a fun word. Why did I carry this thing with me? I didn't need... Ah, there's a shiny. Shiny, shiny, shiny! Come back, shiny! Shiny! Oh, shiny! Ah, shiny! Shiny, shiny. Shiny. Yay, shiny! Ancient screw. Kinda worth it. Ah, what is also worth it is seeing the other shiny over there. So let's go over there, and eventually the thing will come back down so that we can carry on towards our destiny and things like that. So with both of these now within our reach, now we can go over this way. And the next thing that we want to do is, well, first of all, I'm going to toss this over onto, never mind. We'll come back for that a little bit later. There's something else that I wanted to demonstrate first before we did anything else. So I'd like to go over here. We can get rid of that eyeball so that they can stop bothering us, because it is always so rude when it's an inconvenience. Inconveniences are like the worst kind of convenience. That was the stupidest thing I've ever said. Alright, so we'll have to wait for the elevator to go back down. Eventually, how heavy would this iron ball thing be? Because Zink is carrying it like it's nothing, but it would be like at least 50 pounds or something like that. So doing that, we'll open up the door towards our destiny, and there's going to be a couple more Guardian Scouts. The Demon Carver is badly damaged. Oh no, not the shiny! Anything but the shiny! Alright, with that taken care of, we're going to need to go back up there so that we can take care of the next thing. So, let's go back over this way. And there's going to be another terminal somewhere within this vicinity that we can also take care of as well. And by within this vicinity, I mean it's right here.
Just one terminal remaining. You're almost there.
We're almost there. We're almost there. People will come from everywhere because we're almost there. I love Tiana. She's one of my favorite Disney princesses ever. And I'm so excited that she's gonna get her own ride and things like that because they're retheeming Splash Mountain. And I'm super excited for it. That's very off topic for a Zelda video, but I'm just so excited because I love The Princess and the Frog and nobody ever talks about that movie.
Well done. That was the last of the terminals. Now, you'll need to start up the main control unit. Take a good look at your map. Head for the glowing mark you see there. You're doing well. But overconfidence can be a deadly foe.
So as we head back over towards the main central terminal, there's something else I'd like to talk about with the creation of this Let's Play. So when I was trying to figure out the order that I wanted to take the Divine Beasts in, what I ultimately decided was the order that you've been seeing throughout this journey. We took care of Ruto first, and then Rodania, and now we're taking care of Naboris. And those of you already familiar with this game probably already figured out which one's going to be the last one. So the big reason why I decided to do it in this order is based off the champion's interactions with the characters. So Link is our main character, so I decided the first one that we'd come across would be the one who has the best personal connection to Link. Mipha and Link would have the closest connection because of their history with each other. Daruk and Link would come second to that because Mipha and Link were... Their history is more romantic and things like that, whereas Daruk and Link, their history is a bit more like a brotherhood, because that's the culture of the Gorons. So, with Naboris, her history isn't necessarily connected to Link that much, but she has a very deep connection with Zelda. And I was trying to decide for the longest time whether to focus on the connections with Link or Zelda when it comes to the Order of the Divine Beasts. I decided on Link because he is the main character of this game, so I thought that made the most sense. With that said, like I said earlier, Naboris is easily my favorite dungeon in this entire game, with one exception. But now taking care of all that, we're in this video off here. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In the next video, we'll be activating the final terminal, and hopefully taking back Naboris. And next time, Lady Gear to you. Oh yeah.